as yet, we don't know how Axel will respond to that type of a fight.
The way to shut down a dogfight, Phil, is with distance management. It's the biggest hidden side of mixed martial arts, the one you can't see, and what you're seeing there is a good way to do it. Throw kicks off the lead leg, off the back leg, keeping your opponent at the distance you want, where you can point, pick point, shot it from the outside, little exchange.
Wide stance from Axel Sola, almost in anticipation of the takedown from Bartnik. Nice 1-2, but then eats a big straight for his troubles. Constant movement from Sola. It looks like Bartnik's trying to set up that big one-punch knockout. Trying to set up that big right hand. But as we know so often in mixed martial arts, Kieran, when you go looking for that big shot, it's seldom found.
It's tough to get it. That's all you're looking for, but if you do get it, of course, the fight's over. Now that we saw was a very clean little body shot. That's the sort of thing we need to see more of from Wawrzyniec. If he wants to land that big right hand successfully, we also need to see a little bit more footwork from him.
And on a single
outside of that lead leg, down if he can make it up. It's a big moment.
Axel Sola now takes the back rather. Transition beautifully from the single to the back take, rushes Bartnik against the cage.
Very nice work from Axel Sola, keeping his weight high, keeping his opponent down, attack the legs a little bit, threatening that hook. Brilliant fighting thus far from Axel Sola.
And of course, when you have someone the caliber of Brave Combat Federation Super Lightweight Champion Eldar Eldarov in your corner, the game plan will be airtight. Nice work from Axel Sola now, doing enough to keep himself honest and soften up the thigh of Bartnik. Trying to sneak that hook in, but Bartnik very much wise to it.
That's one of the things about being a brawler at this level, Phil. Even if your preferred style is brawling, you need a very sophisticated game in order to have any chance of implementing it.
Bartnik does have one loss on his ledger. It's via decision, therefore he has never been finished in his professional career.
Bartnik so far showing very good defense.
And this is exactly where Sola wants to keep the fight. Take the sting out of it, take the pop away from the brawler. Bartnik is happy to stand in front of his opponent. We saw that in a beautifully ugly fight against Adrian Dudek back in November of 2019. It's the kind of fight he loves, a blood and guts kind of war, and this is exactly where he wants to be.
Bartnik right back to where he wants to be. Let's see what he can do with it. Brave Nation, look at that lead leg of Bartnik's. The inside of it is already heavily reddened by the low kicks, and there was some, from the outside, there was some very solid knees that landed. Those tend not to show, but they tend to hurt.
Nice pop knee there from Sola, just as his opponent was coming in. The game plan seems to be to catch Bartnik as he comes in. Nice uppercut, right, just loaded from the left side, from the southpaw. That's a beautiful shot. Parry with the jab and land that almost shovel uppercut.
Big props to Sola for remaining completely cool, calm, and reserved under fire like this.
He's just skirting the outside of the cage. Tried to come over the top, but more so grazed the body with that kick. Sola needs to be wary of not being dragged into that firefight, that dogfight we were talking about, Kieran. Fires in that leg kick beautifully. Showing signs that he's been refining the striking.
Brave Nation, if Bartnik switches sides, if he goes and puts that right side forward, it'll be a telling moment in this fight.
Yeah, that's a telltale sign that the legs hurt, isn't it? Enjoying the movement from Sola, constantly moving. In on that single, trying to run the pipe on it. Nice defense and dirty boxing from Bartnik.
Dirty boxing, dirty knees.
30 seconds to go in the opening round of the second bout here at Brave Combat Federation 54 in association with Galana Exclusive Championship, live from Konin, Poland. Sola doing a good job of staying on his feet, and 10 seconds to go, and cheeky little elbow, then swinging as Bartnik.
Fantastic first round of the second fight.
That's a very, very entertaining and a very mature, methodical approach from Axel Sola. You forget that he only turned 24 years old a week ago, but yet he's employing wonderful cage generalship. He's aware of the game plan that Bartnik's trying to implement, and he's not really letting Bartnik use his advantageous tools in there. Very, very smart work here.
Props as well to Wawrzyniec Bartnik. He absolutely is showing a great deal of skill out there. We are referring to him, quite rightly, as a man who loves to brawl, as a man who loves to be in a dogfight. But he's showing very, very careful skills out there.
Seeing some of the work done here by Axel Sola. Had Bartnik pressured against the cage, and there's the bite down on the mouthpiece, swinging big hooks. Bartnik that we all know and love from his time on the Polish regional scene.
Next question, Phil. Can they keep this pace up?
Only time will tell. Because you forget that Bartnik, yes, he's swinging hard and heavy, but it's just as draining when you miss with those big shots, Kerry. Sola trying to get in on that single. May switch to a high crotch or a double. Needs to turn the corner on that. Nice work to transition, almost in midair from Axel Sola. Bartnik doing everything he can to post and get back up, which he does. Shades of the first round here. Expect to see Axel Sola crash in some big knees to the thigh here. There it is.
Brave Nation, on an average, on a statistical basis, the highest percentage time to get your back taken is right here as you're rising up off the floor. It's a very, very crucial moment in this sport, and it has to be done exactly right, or your back's fully taken and it's over.
Nice work from Axel Sola to get that hook in. And he's not in any rush, he's just going about his work. Bartnik again is able to get that hook out and away. Trying to break the grip of Axel Sola as Bartnik again gets taken down, hook. Slowly, methodically being worked in from Axel Sola.
Again, Bartnik doing a good job of stopping that hook from coming in. Even at one point in the last round, stopped the near knee from coming down, but that far knee is impossible to stop. He's got at some point to escape from this position, or those knees driving into the thigh will end the fight for him.
But at the moment, all he's really doing is defending. He needs to mount some sort of offense if he has to find, or wants to find a way back into this fight. Again, trying to break the grip. You may see him, I thought he was going to attempt a forward roll there, but partisan crowd firmly backing their compatriot here, Bartnik.
Oh, Bartnik's got that whizzer. If he can turn in just a little bit more, get up to standing, he may be able to use that to reverse the situation. Bailed on the overhook. Looking for a switch now. Got need for his trouble.
Left hand, they can punch, and they can
And it's such intelligent work from young Axel Sola. Forcing his opponent to carry his weight. He's not forcing any of the action. If an opportunity presents itself to get the hook in, he'll get it in. But right now, he doesn't need to take any unnecessary risks against a very, very dangerous guy in Wawrzyniec Bartnik.
Sola absolutely delivering a painful rain of punishment down. There's some chance it's not going to be quite enough for the referee. My opinion, though, it's significant enough, frequent enough. He's going to be able to keep trying it, and that's what he really wants, is that hook. Once again, Bartnik denies that hook, but he's unable to get out of this truly miserable situation.
And it is just horribly draining work, methodical, constant pressure being absorbed here by Bartnik.
Kick his leg from down, look his front leg.
Already.
Brave Nation, it sometimes happens, and on television, you cannot tell the impact of a shot. Phil and I are right here. We're about 2.5 meters away from the action, and when those knees land, they thud. These are big, big shots.
as soon as we hit the minute mark. It will be the longest that Axel Sola has gone in his amateur or professional career. Nice work from Bartnik, trying to get back to his feet, does so. This is exactly where he wants to fight. Partisan crowd here in Konin, Poland, absolutely loving the fact Bartnik got back to his feet. Now he's in on a single. Let's see what the submission defense is like of Axel Sola coming from KHK Team Bahrain. I'm sure it's going to be up to par. Bartnik looking like he's trying to work for the high crotch, abandons it, maybe looking for a body lock trip.
Via Eldar Eldarov, Team KHK Bahrain fighters do have access to the highest level of Dagestani wrestling. Dagestani wrestling is just a little bit better than any other right now.
Nice elbow in the clinch, but that just seemed to reinvigorate Axel. He popped off 3 or 4 big shots over the top from Bartnik. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a firefight here. Nice short elbow landed there from Axel Sola.
Here's the dogfight. Wawrzyniec wanted. Round ends. Bartnik's face, his body, his posture is showing the effects of all of that punishment down on the ground, all that having to carry his opponent's weight.
Yeah, his legs are bound to be like lead at the minute with the amount of knees that were landed right into the meat of the thigh. Interestingly, it'll be interesting to see if Axel Sola, because he was almost getting drawn into a little bit of that war, that dogfight mentality at the end of the second round. As we've said ad nauseum, that's not what you want to do against Bartnik.
Axel Sola looking the fresher fighter right now, and second by second, I'm staring into his eyes. He's getting fresher and fresher.
Here's the work that started on. There is just that constant, debilitating striking action from Axel Sola. If you're in the corner of Bartnik right now, what are you telling him to do going out into the third, Kieran?
You tell him when he brawled, he had the highest chance of winning, and he should get right out there and brawl, but set it up just a little bit so you avoid that takedown. If he ends up on bottom again, he might not get up for the rest of the round.
Third and final round.
Love the Brave Combat Federation Club. We love to see those displays of sportsmanship. Bartnik needs to throw maybe just 1 or 2 low kicks. Take his opponent's attention off those hands before trying to let the hands go 100%.
Again, good movement from Axel Sola. He's trying to use his movement to bait Bartnik into that big left hand. Trying to cut the cage off, lateral movement.
Beautiful display here of distance management, using circular footwork, long-range strikes to keep your opponent where you want. You're out of danger, your opponent isn't.
Carrick, you can never accuse KHK team of taking easy fights. This is a 1-0 pro taking on a 6-1 pro on a 6-fight win streak.
And the 1-0 pro just got a takedown. As I said, this may be the telling moment of the fight. This may be where he stays on top until that final bell rings.
Right now implementing some beautiful positional control. Again, forcing Bartnik to carry the weight.
Okay, head to head, turn him to cage. Yes. Head to head, don't let him breathe.
Heavy control. Nice elbow from Axel Sola. Bartnik trying to create a little bit of an angle off his back. You can see him trying to move those hips, but being followed and squared off well by Axel Sola.
Bill, he's got that knee shield. He's trying to get the heel into the hip as well. If he can get the knee shield, and there it is, and the heel into the hip. It's now wedged in. That's what you do next. Pop the opponent back. Try to rise his standing.
But it's a big shot from Axel Sola. He just throws the legs to the side, comes over the top. A little bit of marking up over the left eye of Bartnik. And again, just such a mature performance from young Axel Sola. Happy to sit inside the guard, shift the hips and land his strikes.
The same. All the same. No problem. Axel, let's go.
Axel Sola keeping Bartnik down. Bartnik trying to post, but now big elbows, wonderful ground and pound being landed by Axel Sola.
Breathe and work.
None of it concussive, but constant seems to be the theme.
It's actually a very smart strategy from here, Phil. If he posts way back and tries to throw those huge shots, his opponent can pop up like you saw right there. It's almost as if he heard you and said, no, I can throw the big shots too, but this is a sport where the difference of less than 1 single inch is everything.
You have to give Bartnik credit for not getting, like, guys in that position would try and look for a night, would give up the hook, would maybe try and give up the choke, but he's constantly fighting. He's going to try and be in this fight to the very, very end here.
You cannot take the dog out of the fight.
Again, big knees to the point of the thigh from Axel Sola. 90 seconds to go on what's been a very, very mature performance so far from Axel Sola. Intelligent, workmanlike, you name it. Showing many, many strings to his mixed martial arts arsenal.
Brave Nation, those knees that are raining down are going not just to the thigh, they're going to the gluteus muscle, they're going to the hip area. It basically renders that leg incapable of fully effective movement.
1 minute, Axel. Cage here, yes.
Bartnik's still trying to land shots, and again, Axel Sola showing fantastic heart. Like, the work rate he's been able to maintain over the course of these 2 rounds has been fantastic. Still landing heavy shots with 30 seconds left to go.
30 seconds now, Brave Nation.
An exasperated exhalation of breath there from Bartnik.
30 seconds.
Bartnik has showed the ability to explode. Whether he can still do it with that heavily compromised leg, I am not certain. But thus far, he has showed the ability to explode off the floor.
Try to take his leg.
It looks almost inevitable now that Axel Sola, for the first time in his professional career, is going to the judges, finishing with a flurry.
Oh, round ends. Huge respect to both of these fighters. That first fight, ladies and gentlemen of Brave Nation, was extraordinarily hard to score. I was glad I wasn't scoring it. This one is not. We're going to see a score of at least 30-27 in this one, but I am not the official here. I'm not the commission. I'm just promising you that's what we're going to hear. 30-27 or more, but it has to be made official. Right now, there's a numbers runner. He's gathering up a piece of paper from each of the judges. Then that goes to the head judge. The head judge then tabulates all the scores, writes them down on a piece of paper. That piece of paper goes to the Roaring Lion, Carlos Kramer. Carlos comes into the ring. Referee stands center. Carlos reads the name off. This process does take a couple of minutes to do right. There's been some very embarrassing moments in the history of our sport, not in Brave Combat Federation, but in the history of our sport, where the tabulation was done incorrectly. So bear with us for just a little while. I'm going to use these little moments that we have to extend my most profound thanks to Piotr Korotkowski. He is the mayor of the city of Konin. The kindness that is extended to us is profoundly, profoundly appreciated. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Both fighters are walking around the ring, but you can tell the tale of what happened. It's written on their bodies, it's written on their faces. On one side, you can see determined victory, and on the other side, tough as nails defeat. Carlos Kramer's gonna make it real.
All right, Brave Nation, what an amazing bout we had once again inside the Brave CF cage. With Galana Exclusive Championship, we go to the judges' scorecards after 3 rounds. All 3 judges score the bout 30-27 for unanimous decision victory. For your fighter, out of the red corner, from KHK Team Bahrain, Axel Sola!